Hey guys, Supercurse Productions here, and today I'm going to be doing my Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 custom minifigure showcase video. And this is kind of delayed, but like I mentioned before, I just saw the in my Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 time-lapse builds and set review of the full wave. I just recently saw the movie on September 8th and then September 10th, and I did watch it again today, and at the time of recording this video, it's a Friday, and the video is going up on the same day. So, yeah, I watched the movie already 3 times. I recently saw it, and I originally wanted to make a Yondu figure because I was, well, also, before I go on, I'm going to announce right now that there's definitely going to be spoilers in this video for those of you who still haven't seen it, so I'll pause for 5 seconds before I continue. Okay, guys, so, well, that was actually 10 seconds, but oh well. Alright, so, I originally was spoiled for Yondu, that Yondu ends up dying in the film, and so I was spoiled for that, and I was like, I like Yondu from the first film. I was like, you know what, I gotta make a figure of him. I never did make a figure of him. I never ended up doing so. And then I decided I'm gonna make StarLord, and I was gonna order guns and a helmet for him, but I never did. And this was way back, like 3, 4, 5 months ago, something like that, after the movie first came out. It was like around around the same month after the movie came out that I wanted to make StarLord and Yondu, but I never did. Baby Groot, actually, I didn't plan to make Baby Groot. It's what happened was, I recently started on StarLord after seeing the movie for the first time. So I decided, you know what, I gotta make StarLord. And so I did. I was working on StarLord. I finished his jacket and his t-shirt. I didn't finish the arms. I ended up finishing Groot before StarLord. I finished the arms, then ended up finishing Yondu before StarLord still. Then I finally finished the legs for StarLord. I finished his guns. I finished a helmet for him. So StarLord's finally done, and he was the first figure I started on. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get into this video. Alright, guys, so here we have Baby Groot, and Baby Groot was finished in probably, I'd say, 5 hours or less. I mean, if you add up the time, it was on and off work, but if you added up the time, if I would have done non-stop work, probably like 5 hours to make this guy. But, yeah, so how I did this was I actually took a minifigure hand, and I ended up cutting the base off of the minifigure hand. Like the little peg, I guess you could say, that goes into the arm. I cut that off because I originally wanted to use a hand for his body, but that wasn't going to work. So I cut off the peg that goes on a minifigure hand, and I sculpted over that his body, and after that I sculpted the head on top of that peg. And then I let the body and the head dry. Then I decided to I sculpted the arms on separately, and then I also sculpted the legs. I let him dry, and then after that I glued him to this little clear base, as you can see here. And then I mixed a whole bunch of different colors to get this tree color. I mean, it doesn't show up for some reason that well on camera, but it actually matches Groot's color pretty well. And I actually ended up basing this off a photo, which I will show here. It wasn't really that intentional that I based him off the photo. I saw some other photos of him, and I sculpted him and painted him based on other photos of Baby Groot, but apparently he came out looking like that one photo, which I thought was pretty funny, because that wasn't, like I said, intentional, but like his arms and everything and his face is in the position, same position as the photo. But yeah, guys, that's not much. That's about it for Baby Groot. Painted everything on him is basically self-explanatory. You can see all the lines that I painted onto him that do wrap around his legs and everything. And I don't know why the camera isn't focusing too well, but all the lines you see can they wrap around his legs and everything. I mixed some green to make his moss that's all over him. But yeah, guys, Baby Groot. Alright guys, so the next figure we have here is Yondu Udanta. And this guy was really fun to make. Give you a quick 360 of him. Now, I'll start off with his head. The fin was actual Lego fin. I just painted it in dark red and left some spots for it to look like it's glowing with the translucent red. Head was a President Business head, and I painted it in blue, kept the eyes and the mouth, and then I painted all the detail you see on there, like the wrinkles and everything, and I painted his eyes to match Yondu's eyes in the movie. And you can see all the different paint that I made for his beard, and I wasn't able to do the scar. I actually forgot to. I'm just realizing that now, and yeah, I'm not going to add it. I may add it in the future. But onto his arms, he's got electrical tape on his shoulder and stuff for like the padding and stuff that he had in the movie. He's got electrical tape for the straps. I'll take off his jacket so you guys can see it better and you can see his torso better. But here is the jacket. It's got a fabric wrapped around here for like that strap with the arrows there. It's got a fabric 3D collar on both sides. He's got a lot of 3D fabric elements, which you can see on the front of the jacket. And then this triangle piece is 3D with the little buckle painted on the bottom. And I have all the triangles painted up there. And he's got buckles there, lines there. His jacket was... I thought it was going to be hard to make, but it was actually, honestly, really fun to make. And his torso, I glued a lot of fabric pieces to make the straps. I glued fabric and painted it purple for his collar. I painted, like, the inside shirt. I glued fabric to the front of his belt to match with the holster to hold his arrow. I painted the detail you see on his legs and the boots, which do wrap around all sides of the legs. And the arrow is fully removable. I made this arrow from an actual Lego arrow. I don't have one on me now, but it was the older brown bow and arrow. The older brown bow and arrow. And I cut the arrowhead off of it, I trimmed it down a bit, and then I got a thin stick from the string from the arrow. The quiver, the plastic that's thin, supposed to serve as like the string for the arrow. I took a piece of that and glued it on the bottom. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this figure, Yondu, and I'm just going to stall while I put his arms back on. If I can get them on. It's not working. Okay, that arm is not going on. But, yeah, guys, Yondu without an arm. And here I saved the best for last. We have StarLord. And I give you guys a full 360 of this guy. I'm really happy with how he turned out with the jacket and everything. Only problem I have is the back. And the back, as you can see, a lot of it is uneven. And that's mainly because I didn't paint this while it was on the figure. I took it off the figure, tried to paint it, thinking I was painting it in the middle. Painted, everything goes more towards that way. Some stuff goes down too far. And the back to me isn't really that important because it's not going to be shown that much, so I'm not too worried about that. The front, though, I made sure to do the best I could because the front is what most people are going to be looking at when they see this figure. So, this figure, I used a Chris Pratt head, and I painted the hair in my own brownish color, and I painted all the facial hair you see on his face, and then I did do the same on the reverse head side, as you can see. Which, the paint is kind of rubbing off, and I didn't mix enough of this paint to touch it up, so I'm going to probably have to try to recreate this color, or just use a brown or something. But yeah, so everything on the jacket's basically self-explanatory. I added a lot of 3D elements to it though, like that little piece there is 3D fabric. This whole front piece here is 3D fabric. He's got these little straps on the sides of his arms, and I'm going to remove his quad blasters so you guys could see them better. But he's got little straps on the sides of his jacket, and that's on both sides. A little gold button painted on each, which this bottom one seems to rub off too easily. I don't know why. I'm guessing that's because of the arm. He's got 3D fabric on the back of his jacket. He's even got 3D fabric on his shoulder. And you can see all the details I painted onto his arms. And I used electrical tape and wrapped it around his arms, or like the cuffs on his jacket. And I did paint the little buckles on the inside. And for some reason this one doesn't hold, so I may have to glue it down. And then you can see his legs, all the detail I painted there. These weren't brown legs. I painted them brown. They were black. I didn't sand them. I actually cut out the inside of the belt piece so the legs would bend, but the paint wouldn't ruin. And I painted his belt in a light brown, and I painted the belt buckle. And he can actually take off the jacket, and I made, well, I didn't make, but I have this pair of gray arms that he can use, so if I want to display him without the jacket, honestly most of the time I'm going to be displaying him with the jacket, even though I made these. But yeah, so as you can see, all the detail I painted onto his shirt, I painted all the words, I painted the V-neck, I painted that little design up there. And now for his quad blasters. These quad blasters, I cut out the middle section, as you can see, on both, and then I painted them in a gunmetal gray, and I painted like the silver on the front on both of them, and I painted like the in black, I guess you could say, the holes like where he shoots from them, and then the little silver things in the back so he can I guess reload his guns. I heard somebody say that he reloads them from those little silver ports on the back. So you can hold those. And then if I remove his hairpiece, which used to be a black Superman hairpiece, or it's also the StarLord hairpiece, but here is the helmet. And this helmet, I painted a lot of detail onto this thing. Well, not much, but I mostly highlighted some things in gunmetal gray. I did paint like the cheek things here in gold. I painted gunmetal gray on like the front. I painted silver around that mouthpiece. I painted black lines on the top up there. I continued the silver on the sides here because Lego didn't. They just painted it in gray. They just left it gray. So I finished the silver there. I had gunmetal gray up here on the sides, like where the ear things are on this helmet. And then I painted the gold on both sides with the black lines. And then I painted the back with the gold, and there is a line that goes around through the bottom there, and that is painted in gunmetal gray. But yeah, guys, so that's about it for StarLord. I actually spent a little more time on this figure than I would have liked to, but oh well. But yeah, I really enjoyed how this figure turned out, and now we can go ahead and wrap up this video. Alright guys, so that about wraps up this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed these figures. And now I'll talk about some future projects that I plan to do. So I'm working on Justice League figures, which I mentioned a long time ago. I started them at the beginning of this year. They're still not done. I mention them all the time. But luckily, all that's left is Flash, Aquaman, and still Cyborg. Those are the only three. I'm going to postpone those till November. I may make a Thor from Thor Ragnarok. Because if I make anyone from Thor Ragnarok, it's definitely going to be Thor. I don't know if I'll definitely make him, but that's a possibility. CW figures, I'm not making any more of those for now. I've made all the characters that I wanted to. I mean, I may make Legends of Tomorrow figures, like more of them, and I may make more Arrow figures. I don't know about Supergirl. I'm probably not making any more Supergirl figures, except for maybe Guardian and Martian Manhunter, but that would be it. Those are the only two characters I'd want to make from Supergirl, and possibly her sister, Alex. And I am doing, you are going to see CW figures though. I don't know when, but you're going to see a remake of my Legends of Tomorrow, White Canary and Firestorm, and then you're also going to see a remake of Reverse Flash and Zoom. And I'm also starting a little bit of progress on my Last Jedi figures, which I'm going to wait till November for those. As of right now, the main project that I have for now is the Defenders figures, which if you guys saw my Instagram, and if I zoom out here a bit, if you guys saw my Instagram post, you'll know that these figures are complete, and I am not going to do a showcase on them though until I finish making Colleen and Elektra. Those are the other two I want to make. I don't know if I'm going to make Luke Cage's sweater. I want to, but I don't know if I will. And yeah, so I finished these four: Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and I do have a stand for them, which each stud for the colors. I didn't have purple studs for Jessica Jones, so I just gave her black. But and I don't really feel like ordering purple studs just for this stand. But yeah, I still have to paint Iron Fist hand. I may make a separate hand so they'll be interchangeable. I don't know, but yeah, so these guys are done. And then another project that I plan to do, I don't know when, but this is a special project that I plan to do because as a kid I was really big into Transformers. I saw the first movie, but I never got to see the other movies. I just saw Revenge of the Fallen last night. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed by it. And a lot of people probably know why, but yeah, that's all I'll say is I was just disappointed by it. But the story was good, but everything else was kind of like, why did they need to put that in this movie? But yeah, so but I'm gonna be making a Sam Witwicky figure, a what's the name? Michaela figure. I'm going to be making a transformable Bumblebee mock, which I'm going to showcase soon. I'm going to be working on those three. And then later on, it's going to be Optimus Prime, all from the first movie. And possibly, I forget what this guy's name is, but he was in the army, he worked with the Autobots. For some reason, I keep forgetting what his name is. He was also in the Last Night, but yeah, so I may make him. You guys probably, if you've watched the movies, you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I may make that guy. But yeah, guys, so that's about it for this video. Like I said, really hope you enjoyed these figures. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and share and subscribe for more customs, mocks, and stop motion videos. Avengers Episode 2, I don't know if it's going to be released October 1st. I know I said October 1st. That was going to be my release date, but it's not finished, and I still haven't put up the video for voice actors. And yeah, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, guys, bye.